How to Request Communication Access Providers, the Massachusetts Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing.
Hello! In this video, I will show you the steps necessary to submit a communication access request for interpreter or CART services online, which is the best method. However, you can also submit a request by phone. You can find the contact information and link in the text below this video. First, and most importantly, ask the deaf, deafblind, or hard of hearing person what their communication access preferences are, and what type of accommodations they will need for the assignment. For example, an ASL interpreter, deaf interpreter, CART provider, oral transliterator, etc. Go to the MCDHH website and then scroll down until you see where it says How to Request. And then you will see two hyperlink options. Click on the first one that says Request an Interpreter or CART Provider online. This will take you to a secure online portal where you can fill out a request form. Please note that the second link is for court requests only. If you're not making a court request, please ignore the second link and choose the first one. First, you will see the service city where the communication access is being needed. Then select the appropriate city in the pull-down. It will auto-populate for your region. This information is for the referral team at MCDHH. Next, enter your personal information such as your name, job title, and email address. If you are requesting on behalf of one or more individuals, you should include commas between their email addresses. You will also include your phone number so the referral team can contact you. You will need to fill out the section with the company or organization's address information. Next is billing information. If you are responsible for paying for communication access, then you can select Same as Requestor Information, and it will auto-populate your information. You will not have to re-enter all of that information. If someone else is responsible for billing, then please enter their payer or billing information, such as their name, email address, phone number, and job title. Next, it's important to enter any relevant details of the assignment and format of the event. For example, if you need an interpreter for a medical appointment, a staff meeting, a one-on-one meeting, a platform lecture, etc., you should specify that here. You should also indicate if you have a preferred interpreter or CART provider, or if there are any you would prefer not to work with. You should also provide any additional information about the assignment, such as the topic, the agenda, and any relevant details. This will help the referral team make sure we find a communication access provider who is the right match for your request. Next, select Services. You will see a list of communication access needs. For example, ASL interpreting, deaf-blind interpreting, deaf interpreter, CART, etc. This is where you choose the provider. Suppose you are requesting deaf-blind interpreters. You would click that option, and then you would select how many deaf-blind interpreters you're requesting under Number of Resources. Next, type the team need or other brief remarks in the service description field. If you also need a CART provider for the event, it is incredibly important to acknowledge that you will need both a deaf-blind interpreter and CART services in this section. In this case, you can copy and paste the information into two separate forms for each communication access provider, and then submit both forms. This will flag the referral team that there are requests for 2 different providers at the same event, and then we can work on filling your request. After this, you will select the start and end dates that you need the services. You must select both the start and end dates and times from the pop-up calendar. For example, if you have an assignment on February 12th from 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., choose February 12 first and then select the start time, 10:30 a.m. Then for the end date and time, click on the next pop-up calendar and select February 12th again, but with an end time of 2:30 p.m. You can also add more dates and times by clicking the Add button on the right. It will auto-populate with the amount of times you need the services. Next is location, on-site or remote. You will see 2 options. Indicate if the meeting or appointment is taking place on-site or remotely. For on-site, you will need to provide the full address and specific location information like details about parking, room number, and where to meet. For remote meetings, you will need to provide a link so that the communication access providers can join the event. If you do not have a link available, you can indicate that you will provide a link and which platform you will be using closer to the date of service. Next, you will need to confirm the names of the consumers who need access services. You will see 3 options. If you know the person's name, select the first option to enter their first and last names in the field that pops up below. If you have more than one consumer needing services, you can use the Add button on the right and enter additional names in the fields that appear. If you are going to provide access to a group or audience, select the second option. If you don't know the consumer's name or they prefer to remain anonymous, you will need to select the third option. Next is the Terms of Services. It's important to review this section and make sure that you understand the agreement. You will see 2 checkboxes for the next important steps. The first checkbox is an agreement to the terms and services including payment obligation, contract information, etc. Read that over and then confirm by checking the box. The second checkbox includes an FAQ regarding referral services and information clarifying the cancellation policy. Once you read through those and agree to the terms, check the box. If you did not check either of those 2 boxes, then the request won't be successfully submitted. So make sure you read through those, and if you agree to the terms, check both boxes. Finally, click on the Submit button. Within a few minutes, you will receive a confirmation email with a request ID number, which means the team is working on your request. Please wait patiently for the MCDHH referral team to process your communication request and find a match with the right access provider. It may take some time to find the right provider, depending on the availability and demand of the service. If you have any questions or concerns or want to check the status of your request, you can call or email either an MCDHH referral specialist, myself, the referral services supervisor, or if I'm not available, you can contact the front desk at MCDHH. You can choose any of these options to get more information.
Yeah, I'm calling to check on the status of my request.
Once you receive a notification that your request has been filled, you can confirm the details of the assignment with the interpreter or card provider. You should also inform them as well as MCDHH Referral Services team of any changes or cancellation as soon as possible. This is critical.
I'll need to add a team of tactile interpreters to my request. Also, I was informed that it would be ideal to have a deaf interpreter on the stage for the event.
And that's it. You have successfully submitted a request for a communication access provider through MCDHH.
Hello, and welcome everyone It's a pleasure to see so many familiar faces this afternoon. The purpose for today's forum hits home for many of us. Today, we'll be discussing how we can proactively work towards improving harm reduction in our community.
We're very fortunate to have funding available. We would love your input on how to allocate these resources effectively.
We want to thank you for proactively providing accommodations to the deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind community here in the state of Massachusetts. Thank you, and have a great day.